Tuesday, November 9th. I'm sitting here, and on television this morning is something about the NBA, and it explains how the NBA, they have their sample players of NBA, have this thing called NIL, which is some nationally involved whatever, where these athletes go in and they get, overnight, they become these rocket star, millionaires. Again, I'm standing in what's called a fallout shelter. There's noxious gas emanating from aquifers under the street, and there's electrical signals and impulses of electric coursing through the area through FM, AM wave technology. I'm being hurt, I'm being microwaved. And at the same time I'm doing this, trying to protect myself and get out of here, and my children, this is what's going on somewhere else in the world. It is the most disgusting, opulent, display of arrogance I have ever seen. It is not to be honored, admired, or rewarded. My children haven't even, in Ronkonkoma, there was no, coaches and mentors to, you gotta get yourself to a good college. There was no, let's go. I mean, I tried Boy Scouts with Benjamin for a little bit, but then that fell apart. I mean, it's all of these little pieces and sequences I've tried, and I'm the hands of time. I have my own anatomical, biological clock system at hadron level. I swallowed the sun prior to being born. That is a big thing at Condor, birds of prey. I don't understand why at ground control and ground level they're having so much difficulty with the humans. Now I also discovered Federal Emergency Management Service, which is FEMA, FEMA, and Food and Drug Administration, two very big problem children who are not policing properly. It's more like they become like Reno, money laundering casinos, handing out big opportunities to all the wrong people. Now this is going to be a sample of just NBA, but there's NFL, there's soccer leagues, there's the Olympics. I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff, and there's something called an influencer. I never even heard of such a thing. I've never been even offered this level of opportunity or insight. They keep this all within some demographic that I've never even, there's no way I'd even be able to reach while I'm being punished, persecuted, and harmed, and totally innocent. This is the same life sequence, by the way, where I have the two tiger claws on the bottom of my stomach, and the human that should have never been had the whatever on his forehead.
The college basketball season tips off tonight with all eyes on the marquee matchup between Duke and Kentucky right here in New York City. And for the first time, student athletes can make money off their name, image, and likeness, known as their NIL. This is after NCAA rules changed. Players are now partnering with everything from major clothing brands to local car dealerships. Some have inked sponsorship deals worth thousands, even millions of dollars.
This is an illegal action. The earth has been pulled out of safety position. It is the #1 priority. And instead, this is growing as a problem and a danger, and it's directing itself all wrong.
CBS Saturday Morning co-host Dana Jacobson shows us how it's all working at the University of Kentucky.
It's like night and day from when I first got here.
For Kentucky basketball junior Keon Brooks and freshman teammate TyTy Washington, the new NIL policy is life-changing.
You can tell me it's none of my business, but...
And I'm just curious, as United Nations, like Rapture, or Raptor, the dinosaur, I'm in North America, New York. We have an NBA team here. We've got the Brooklyn Nets, I think. Then there's some kind of NBA Knicks. It's named after, it's K-N-I-C-K-S. It's blue and orange, like the Mets, M-E-T-S. I'm just curious what nation this is representing. Because it says it's National League. So now, is this national? Is it all one? Or is it multi-complexion? Is it multi-countryman? Is it multi-statesman? Now, how does that tie into Department of Homeland Security? I'm just curious. Because I know that there are some designated sites around the world that are hotbeds for terrorist organizations and people that don't participate or have sportsmanship. Like, they're not, like, really great people. So now I'm just curious. I know that you can't take all the children, but got it. Okay, so there's some children that can participate and will work within the rules and regulations, and then there's children that won't. So how do you tell the difference?
But how much did each one of you make in the first month?
I don't even know, like, an amount, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I couldn't pinpoint an exact amount, but it's been pretty good to me so far.
I can tell you, in my NBA career, while they're making all this, I've made zero.
Hundreds?
They gave me free tickets to one game. That's all I made.
Dana, mind your own business. That's what that one is.
Deals for these student athletes can range from autograph signings to...
In fact, it was Tiafrio got the free tickets, and he invited me to go one night. Right, that's how pathetic my NBA career and they're involving me in anything has been as the mother of nature with the hands of time and the calendar, in actuality, on atomic timing.
to social media promotions.
What's up, guys? It's Keon.
To Cameo, where fans pay for personalized video messages. Handling that newfound money, just one new challenge for these student athletes. And that's where Kentucky basketball coach John Calipari says the universities come in.
We administrators and coaches have to be educators and have to be protectors, because you don't want these young people.
But you're not doing that. I don't see my kids represented. Whenever sports topic comes up on television, my children are not even addressed. It's like they're canceled culture.
People to get involved with stuff, and they look back like, what just happened to me? It gives you a chance to talk financial literacy.
Financial literacy and knowing what your brand is worth.
They want you to go do something for $50. No. Your value is what someone is willing to pay you. Don't accept that. You don't jump at the first thing. You got to step back and look.
This is a great talk from a really great coach, except when nobody's at the door, you're breathing in sarin gas, you're being electrocuted, and it's coming through your heels, up through your tibia and fibula to your knees are swelling, and you can barely walk. And even when you lay down, the AM/FM microwave bands still course through your bedroom and your residence, and feels like really painful because your joints and the inner pulp of your rotation mechanism that keeps you like virile and moving is crystallizing and solidifying, and then becomes more rigid as you try to walk through this acclimate. I'm just curious. So where was the opportunity And where were they knocking down my door that this guy even makes sense? I'm just curious. And why is his only audience a couple of nations that are not technically North American, especially in the numbers that have accumulated over the last however many years?
Can look at this a little bit.
I want you to have as much money as possible, know how to save it, and that's what we'll talk about today.
To help, Kentucky turned to Influencer, a company that supports student athletes in building a brand. An app.
Why are we not all turned on to athleticism? Why is that not equal opportunity for everyone involved?
App helps them grow their social media presence while staying in compliance with school rules.
I think people will look at it and say, oh, you brought Influencer here. What does Kentucky get out of that?
By having Influencer, we basically are protecting ourselves and protecting the students against themselves, doing something they don't need to do.
But it's not just athletes from the big revenue-generating sports that can benefit. Hurdler Masai Russell is a...
This is disgusting. This is Tropicana. This is bourgeoisie. This is a whole nother section of what is going on in the world. I am cooking by microwave, and you are encouraging and paying this to continue. Who the hell is running the show?
Senior on the track team. She's capitalized on her large social media following, 150,000 on Instagram and more than 400,000 on TikTok.
I never planned this. I never planned for this to happen. Social media was just something that I love to do.
What is the brand that you've created for yourself that you think some of these businesses are attracted to?
I don't really fake who I am, and I think it's pretty obvious.
I can tell already, actually.
I am who I am, and I think that, the brands love that.
Brands like clothing companies Third Love and Champ Sports, who partnered with Russell.
A lot of people did think it would be the football players, the basketball players, but it's good to know that I'm an African-American female that can step up and, represent these brands, represent myself and who.
So now is African and American, is that the nation? I'm just curious because I don't have an active bioterrorist or terrorism list handy. I'm not sure. Are all of the countries inside of Africa, are they all on the approved domestic of Homeland Security safety procedures for state of New York and the United States of America? I'm just curious.
Who Messiah is on and off the track.
And while building a brand is a full-time job on top of school and a sport, the students say they are ready for it.
What do you say to people that doubt that you can do all of this?
You just got to keep your priorities straight. You're not going to be able to make money or be famous on social media if you're not going out on the court and producing, or if you're not eligible because you're not getting your stuff done.
A professional approach, but...
Now, who gives you the stuff to do? Because I never met one of those people. I never got task lists. I never said, here's what you strive for, do this, you'll get court time, and then you'll get, ahead in life, and you won't be having to breathe in sarin gas, have no money, you don't even have your children with you because you can't afford food and clothing and a safe place for them to live while you're breathing the gas in and being microwaved on the streets of New York. I'm just curious, how did they get out of what I'm being exposed to? How did that happen?
By those the NCAA maintains are amateur athletes. For CBS Mornings, Dana Jacobson, Lexington, Kentucky.
Go Masai Russell. I already like her.
Yeah.
I like her.
I'm all for it. I think this is fair and square.
Yeah, I would like to say it's about time.
Yeah, I agree. Because at first, Nate, I was mixed about it. I thought, is it going to ruin the purity of the game? But now I really do understand it and get it. I love how the guys didn't want to tell Dana what the figure
Yeah,
I am curious about what is the figure, aren't you?
I would say hundreds of thousands of
Hundreds of thousands?
Sure. Almost millions. And anybody who's hesitant.
It's a calculating system of how much crime is going on, and by the looks of it, it's a lot. It's a diametric. I'm under this at the moment. I'm working on this still. I've got this area problem, and it's still with this, and I have no way of protecting myself within the I have no contacts with AM/FM, the calendar system that they use at the stock exchange for their analytics and their computer programmers and things. They use a calendar that's labeled FM, AM, J, Jason, DJ. That is February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And then January. Back to February, which starts the FM, AM calendar. So now, how do I get to protect myself when the priorities seem to be on universities and sports book and sports betting, and I seem not to be even a care in the world to fix? And this is what this week brings. It's November 9th right now. It's a Tuesday, but Veterans Day is coming up. That's on Thursday. So we're on Tuesday, that's Thursday, that's Veterans Day for this local area. And how is FDA funding all those kids going on, like Kentucky and stuff? Oh, they give the healthy population diseases. Here's one. And then they give them shots. Here's vaccine. Yeah, here's another one.
Shingrix does not protect everyone and is not for those with severe allergic reactions to its ingredients or to a previous dose. An increased risk of Guillain-Barré syndrome was observed after vaccination with Shingrix. The most common side effects are pain, redness, and swelling at the injection site, muscle pain, tiredness, headache, shivering, fever, and upset stomach. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about protecting yourself with Shingrix. Shingles doesn't care, but we do.
Smooth dark chocolate, refreshing peppermint.
Here's brand crap to buy for stupid things.
Sneaks under and around places. Look at that.
Dust-free and hassle-free.
Stop cleaning and start Swiffering.
The Hess truck's back. It's a cargo plane and jet flying through the sky. This year, the Hess truck's here.
This holiday season, Hess gives you twice the high-flying action. The huge cargo plane has lights and a rear-loading cargo bay. Unfold the jet wings and take flight with button and motion-activated sounds. Free shipping and Energizer batteries included. Only at HessToyTruck.com.
A tradition each year. The Hess truck's here.
Happy holidays from Hess.
No. All right, we're hearing
here's
from someone who was inside a Nashville church when the pastor tackled the gunman who had stormed the altar. Surveillance video captured Sunday's heart-pounding incident. A 26-year-old man suddenly got up, waving a gun, then pointed it at the congregation. Here's Pastor Ezekiel Nkinduma. He jumped into hero mode and knocked the suspect to the ground from behind. One witness says there's a reason the pastor was there. Listen.
I would say it's God that used him. You know, he went around and tried to act like he's about to go outside, and he was not. And the guy with a gun, he was not paying attention to him. So he went around, and that's when he put a chin, and he ran and jumped on top of him, and put him on the ground.
Other churchgoers helped pin the man until police arrived. No one was hurt. Pastor Eddie Kumana is his name, actually. What, strength. I was going to use another word.
Sounds like Mark Twain. Here's a look at what NASA does. Oh my God, look at this.
Look from another
4
angle.
important people got somewhere. And like, nobody knows. And just 4 got taken care of. Oh, look at you guys. Wow. No better than the NBA, by the way.
The Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency ended a 6-month mission aboard the ISS. They put some pretty cool milestones, including 4 spacewalks to improve the station's solar power.
I'm still huffing sarin gas and being electrocuted on the streets of New York, but I see you guys are busy doing. But here we are, ready? Listen.
I hope they didn't eat those chili peppers because they were wearing the bathroom was broken. Because the bathroom was broken on the space 8-hour trip.
Yeah, I was sorry they told us that. I'm thinking, why do they have to tell us about that?
You might want to stick around for this. Coming up, how a university is eliminating student loan debt and how it could work. We'll be right back. Rooting for it.
Student loan debt, right? Don't have any of that because wasn't allowed to be a student, apparently.
Advanced non-small cell lung cancer can change everything, but your first treatment could be a chemo-free combination of 2 immunotherapies that works differently. It could mean a chance to live longer. Opdivo plus Yervoy for adults newly diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer that is spread, tests positive for PD-L1, and does not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. It's the only.
This is how FDA is funding FEMA and all those basketball contracts and sports book for nations that I never heard of. And didn't really help North America out, I'm just saying. I don't know where North America's nation went or where I don't know.
Only FDA-approved combination of 2 immunotherapies. Opdivo plus Yervoy equals a chance for more time together, more family time, more quiet time. Opdivo and Yervoy.
Really? Because even if I took it, this wouldn't become my dream. So I'm just curious how they get away with this level of advertising.
It can cause your immune system to harm healthy parts of your body during and after treatment. These problems can be severe.
This is what we call false advertising for some governmental campaign for fundraising. I'm pretty sure it's illegal.
Nausea or vomiting, dizziness, fainting, eye problems, extreme tiredness, change in appetite, thirst or urine, rash, itching, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, flushing or fever. These are not all.
It's just some of the side effects, but go ahead. Why are you all? I mean, it's just ridiculous.
All the possible side effects. Problems can occur together and more often when Opdivo is used with Yervoy. Tell your doctor about all medical conditions, including immune or nervous system problems, if you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant or received chest radiation. Here's to a chance to live longer. Ask your doctor about chemo-free Opdivo plus Yervoy. Thank you to all those in our clinical trials.
Brushing only reaches 25% of your mouth. Listerine cleans virtually 100%.
Now here's a new one. This thematic seems to be happening a lot. When I was little, the superhero characters were a specific way in a specific brand of superhero. And now, in my adulthood, there's some, I don't know how they did it, but they bought or rewrote over the characters in some other children's whatever dream, I suppose. I mean, it looks like a nightmare for explaining things and keeping like language safe.
With DirecTV Stream, I can get live TV and on demand together. Watch Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder.
She was a tennis star. But Wonder Woman was not Serena Williams when she was first introduced to the public.
Wonder Woman.
You cannot be serious!
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream.
So what, just because she plays tennis, she gets a louder vote than everybody else? I'm just curious how you humans are running the show. It's really confusing. This comes out, there's a commercial. I've never even heard of a Velvet Underground. I don't know what it involves, but what I will say is I watched the commercial. Catifo.
We're sponsoring an event on the Velvet Underground.
His music sounds like nothing else.
He was studying natural harmonics.
I was interested in communicating to people who were on the outside.
The artist is not with society. He's different.
They were going to blaze a trail, which eventually they did.
It's not my favorite era of humanity, either the 50s or the 60s. However, it does have its place and importance in education. Star 1978, Star 8378, Nicole Cataruza. It's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken. All of these little fractions of quantum mirror, when they are calculated and weighed out as the picture. I'm an end user. I don't have a way to research this stuff. I don't have access to universal equipment like the people featured in this. I'm in a completely different demographic, completely different situation, and completely different danger zone. So, different rules apply. I don't know why it's not, a better outcome. I don't, especially considering its hadron level of a kaleidoscope with a broken glass on a macro scale, and micro scale is showing in multiple visual stimuli just how complicated and broken the entire hotel tower is at the moment.